Hello again, it's Incarnate with another episode of Project Zomboid. In the last episode, unfortunately, you did miss a few things. I did do a brief search of my base. Nothing really of note. I did notice where I'm going to be setting up in the long term. If we look down the bottom of the base, there's actually quite a large, which you can't see here at the moment, there's quite a large amount of storage crates and shelving with different, just mainly tools and different items, which of course did not include the saw that I'm looking for. So we're still looking for that. This is what I found, and this is awesome. We're going to be setting up a base here, water collector farm, all my mining stuff, the new Hydrocraft update has added the chance of starting a fire when you use the smelter or the kiln. So this bigger land area will be fantastic. I don't know if I'm going to have it in the same area. I might actually set it up somewhere out here, so that there's no chance that my base will go up in flames if we have an accident. I'm not sure if it's just a chance that you burn yourself or whether it actually will start a fire, but I don't really want to find out the hard way. So our goal today is to look for supplies and look for a saw. We don't have a fridge. We don't really have anywhere to store fresh food, so I'm kind of eating it as I find it. It's a bit of a waste, but so be it. And we do have, unfortunately, which I've left outside, a pack of MREs. So as far as food goes, I'm looking pretty good. I'm not too worried about food right now. I want to get a farm going as soon as I can, because I want to get my cooking skill up. Now, what the cooking skill lets you do is get zombies and basically cut them up. And why would you want to do that? It's because you can turn the zombie bones into bone shivs. If you looked at my last YouTube video with my base, I was cutting up the zombies quite regularly and using them for weapons. They're the most common resource in the game, obviously, and the rate that I go through knives, it made sense to have them to have the zombies all chopped up and ready to go. It essentially gives you infinite knives. With the difficulty of this game, I'm not really too worried about it being cheap. I grabbed some food. I managed to get, not very far, but I managed to get a little tiny bit north. Unfortunately, hardware issues resulted in my not being able to record that video. So, really I didn't get a lot. I just got some basic food, some water bottles, couple of weapons, a metal saw which for some reason does not allow you to cut up wood. I'm not a tradie, but I'm pretty sure that you could do that. What do I know? I'm gonna chuck these metal saws. I'm sure that they have a purpose of some sort. But we need a saw. We need a proper saw. I haven't found one yet. They're not usually this rare. I'm starting to think maybe adding this saw in actually created a bug, which as a result created removed the saw from the game. I hope that's not the case, because if that is, we're basically pretty stuffed. So I'm going to be doing today, after I've had a sleep, is getting the start on the farm, because it's always good to get on that as early as possible, especially while we have access to food and water. Sorry, while we have access to water. What I can do is just basically plant some crops and then just dump all my fertilizer on the crops and get the empty bag, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to pick a crop which is a seed type which is non-essential, in my opinion. Broccoli is a nice to have, but it's definitely not the best crop in the game. Going to make sure I've got a trowel. And this is basically just cheating. It just lets me dump out this fertilizer and get the empty bag which I need. Oh, trowel. I left it in the other. So none of these had a saw. I cried tears of blood. I haven't checked this out. I didn't know this was here. Of course, no saw. That would be too hard. Oh, the saw! Tears of joy. Tears of blood turn to tears of joy. People, rarest item in the game found. Well, apart from the auger, but that's another story. Alright. So, as you recall from last episode, there was a shitload of wood over here that we could do nothing with. But now, we're going to get that wood, and I'm going to start mass producing everyone's favourite weapon. Or my favourite weapon. Just because it's so damn easy to get. Sure, no? I'm sure I saw something here. Maybe it's this way. There was a pallet of logs. Multi-tool drill head. That could be handy. I'll take that. I'll take the nails. This is what we're after. So in case you haven't worked this out already, nails are one of the first items in the game that you'll run out of. They're also the most valuable. Shank in the back. So what we're going to do now is that entire pallet, I'm going to chop that up, and I'm going to turn them into steaks. Forgot what I was going to do for a second there. And the reason why I'm going to do that is so I have a infinite set of knives. It's cheap, I know, but it is core functionality in the Project Zomboid mod. Okay. Wooden stake. I'm gonna speed up time here. The wooden stake's basically just a crappier version of the knife. probably don't need this many, but... So, now that I have a wooden stake, and I don't need to be carrying around 10 tons of knives, it means I can go out and can start, I can work out what's hitting that door, and 2, get out of the base and start, get some dirt and start farming. So I need 1 trowel. Don't need that. Do need the spade. I don't need 26 of these, but I generally carry around 10 of these because you go through them fast as hell. And it's like with any, they are less durable than the knife. So I've explored most of this base, and it's all pretty locked down now. There's only 1 point at the entrance, which I really need to do something about that ASAP. Most of my food's gone rotten because I have no means of storing it anywhere, unfortunately. So this is all going to go rotten, unfortunately. I shouldn't have grabbed it, but... Lesson learned. Why am I so... It sounds like this. There must be a zombie in here. No? I can hear him. They must be getting in the bottom of the base. So now I've got everything I need. Really, it's just a matter of starting the fortifications. My goal today is to start getting the stuff I need for farming. You can see that the wooden stake works just as well as a knife. You want to get your Michael Myers on. This is... You will... When you start using the knife, it is a bit risky getting in close. So you're just gonna have to get used to the timing of the knife. There's I actually wouldn't use the knife until I saw certain YouTubers' videos, who I'm sure you've all heard of if you're watching this. No Miss. He actually is partial to the knife. I thought he was nuts, but it is the easiest weapon in the game to use once you get the hang of it. I've broken another one. Although he tends to use the kitchen knives, I don't think he's ever used the wooden stakes. So I'm basically cheating and just Emptying out my fertilizer because I want the bag. Empty sandbag. So now I'm going to fill this with dirt. And I'm going to relocate this dirt to the top floor of my building. Then what I'm going to do is build a rope ladder down. And that means that entering and exiting this cinema will be pretty safe. I won't have to run through that single entrance point. I'll also block up that back door. So we're gonna put our garden here. And we're going to start with the mainstay of Project Zomboid farming, which is cabbages. I'm going to get 2 full sets so we can get 3 crops going and get them all watered. Go away. Get them all watered. I'm guessing this. They must have came from another area of the cinema. I was careless and I left these doors open. The next thing I need to do is get my MREs, which I left down here because I was over encumbered. So as you recall, I nearly died trying to get these MREs back to base. Let's see if they'll fit in here. This pallet of MREs will keep me fed for probably a month. So the immediate future, I'm going to be alright. I'm not going to try and crack these unless I have to. Reason being is that they just take up a lot of room for storage, unless I want to be dumping them all on the ground. The other thing, I guess, is maybe it's just a psychological thing. Having them there, having a full pallet of untouched MREs gives you a bit of confidence that that you got food when you need it. I'm going to put it in here. It's the only, in all the searching I've done, it's the only supplies I've found. So I'm aiming to have a bit of a run into town to get the next thing in my list, which is books, specifically the carpentry book. As you can see, my carpentry skill gets a bit of a boost because I'm a carpenter, but I need a carpentry skill of 4 in order to build the water collector, and I need a carpentry level of 6 in order to build the mine. I don't have an auger, unfortunately. I'm hoping I will find one. My last trip to town was pretty fruitful. Unfortunately, where I am with the zombie population, I'm really cut off until I can get to till I can get some guns and some supplies. So we're taking some more dirt. I want to try and get this farm going now while the water is on. When the water goes out in a few months, it can go out on day one, really. It's just the luck of the draw. When the water goes out, I'm basically going to be in some trouble. So I'm going to try and gather as much food and water as I can now to weather the storm. And hopefully by the time winter rolls around, I'll have a fully functioning farm. And also I may have made some successful trips into town and have some more dry goods. Worst case scenario, it all goes pear-shaped, I've got the MREs. As I said, I have never played with this many zombies before. So it's interesting. It's a different game with this many zombies. You just can't. A lot of the tactics I normally use they wouldn't work. All the places I usually settle didn't work because there was just too many zombies. I couldn't settle anywhere. Or any of my usual spots. I'm going to get one more load of dirt and then I can put this away for the moment. I generally have around to fully feed yourself, depending on what crops you have access to. It generally takes around 6 plots, and I usually space my plots out in about 3. When I get back, I'll explain how I usually set it up. Different YouTubers have different theories and different methods of setting up the farm. I tend to go for a cluster approach and have little clumps of different crops. After we're done here, the next thing I'm going to need is to get a watering can and some other gardening supplies. Maybe get some smokes. The ciggies let you create a cure for pest flies. That is just basically a disease your crops can get. Unfortunately, I don't have any ciggies, and I don't think I've read the book which lets you make it. I think you now have to read a book to make the pest fly cure. But as you can see, I've got plots of 3, so that'll probably be cabbages, that'll be potatoes, depending on if I find one of the super crops. Super crops are my nickname for the crops that are just OP. So for example, pumpkins, they're OP. You can basically plant pumpkins and they'll stay good for a month. They're even better than potatoes. You basically can have a bunch of pumpkins, and by the time you've finished eating the first batch, the second batch is ready. You're pretty much infinite food. With the new changes to the food system, that'll probably not be an option anymore. You won't just be able to eat just pumpkins. I've survived purely on pumpkins because, as I said, they're pretty OP. Just put these away. Got some water containers here too. I'm just basically dumping these. There's no system at the moment. When I get everything. When I get everything kind of set up and ready to go, I'll create a system with storerooms and boxes and so forth, just to keep all my stuff organised. Can't really do that right now because this is the early part of the game. I'm just trying to get everything to stay alive. But I'm pretty safe in here. I haven't seen a zombie since I set up in here, apart from the ones that I had to clean out of the cinema. The next thing I'm going to do, although I just basically jinxed myself. The next thing I need to do is set up a means of getting in and out of here, and plugging this hole. So that is the main way that you can get into this area. I need to basically plug this up, and I need to plug this up, and then this base will be secure. This whole place downstairs can be overrun, it won't matter. Well, for the short term anyway. But I do need to get that door fixed. So my good old hedge trimmer. I'm basically going to cut down some trees, and then I'm going to put a log wall there. Log wall is as close to the strongest, well, it's the strongest wall you can get, I think, without plastering a standard wall. I haven't ever had a base where I've used plaster. Usually, generally by that stage, the zombies are all cleared out, and I haven't really needed to. But I worked my way up to survival mode, and I haven't really played with this many zombies before. It's quite a challenge. Come on. This might not work. Oh, there we go. Just takes quite a bit of effort. Okay. So I should be able to fit 2 in each bag and not be too encumbered. So we're going to take these back, and this will basically plug our base. It's not perfect, but given we've got a fence around the base, it should keep things pretty snug for the moment. The zombies are kind of getting in from time to time because there are gaps in the fence, but it's keeping the majority of them out. When I get this base properly shored up, then even if we do get packs of zombies around the door, I can drop down the back way and just clean them out. So what we'll do is just dump these here for now. I find this is the best way to build. You just dump all your logs there, and then we just need, before I do this though, I'm going to go back upstairs, and I'm going to make sure I can actually build an overhang. And I'll explain what that is in a second, well, you'll see. Open this up. I'm hoping my carpentry skill will be high enough, base carpentry, to do this, otherwise I'm going to have to put a door in there and they're just going to keep smashing that down. Do I have a hammer? No, I don't. I think I put my hammer in here. So there's a bit of wasted time at the start, just getting things up and running. Once I get everything the way I like it, and I can get these crops growing, I can kind of leave this base and strike north and try and start looking for supplies. I've got the most critical stuff. I've got a saw, I've got a trowel, I've got some nails. I've got which I probably don't have enough. Here we go, window frame. So the reason why I'm building this is so I can basically place a rope. There we go. That means entering and exiting the base will be done by the rope. And to make a rope, you make a sheet rope, which is made from any clothing from any dead zombie. Easy enough to do. We're setting this up now. Do I have enough? Do I have nails? Probably just all my nails. No, I didn't. Add sheet rope. So now there's one entry and exit into my base. I can use it, but the zombies can't. And we'll leave it here for now. Thank you for watching. If you like the series, please subscribe and I'll continue. Thank you. Skill Incarnate out.